I don't know how these work. Obviously, I feel like it's just straight into it. Let's just have fun. But this would be episode one. I like to call it the pilot episode. Like if this was a TV show, it kind of gives people the opportunity to listen to us and decide whether they like us. I don't have a name for this podcast, but I came up with Hyde Piece, and I also think Hyde Talk or Hyde Out also sounds great.
Hmm.
Thoughts?
Hideout's interesting. It feels like that's probably already a podcast.
Do you think so? Fuck.
I mean, they probably don't spell it your way. Yeah, there's a Hideout podcast about true crime,
Fucking true crime,
but
dude.
it's not spelled with a Y.
There we go. We got it.
There's one spelled with a Y. My bad.
Oh, God damn it.
They talk about the MCU, DCU, and anime. You're actually cooked.
I'm cooked, dude. Everything I want to talk about, it's over, dude. There's no point for this podcast.
You should try and get on their podcast.
Maybe I'll reach out to them. I'll be like, "Hi,
Like,
I want you to change your name now. I actually want it."
Let me buy this podcast from you.
I don't know. By the time this comes out, for those who are listening, I'm sure we'll have a name for it. But as of right now, it's either Hyde Piece, Hyde Talk, or Hide and Seek, which I hate. And that is what your brother came up with. And I hate it, but Miss Hyde likes it. So
There's a movie called Hide and Seek.
there is. It just came out. Or number 2 just came out.
Oh, okay. I was like 2016. Didn't just come out.
Yeah, but number 2 just came out. I think it's called Hide and
Got
Seek.
you.
Yeah. So first of all, I really wanted to bring you on to this first because I feel like the reason that I'm here and the reason now that I have this pretty expansive platform that's just growing every day. We hit 50,000 viewers today. I mean, 50,000 followers on Instagram, which is amazing. I feel like it all came down to you pushing me in the right direction. So I think it's fair to say we should start this off with knowing who you are. So like, who are you to me, and like, why are you this huge force that pushed me into anime and One Piece?
Yeah. So I'm Adam. I go by like the username Stoige. And I met you through my sister because you are engaged to my sister, soon to be married.
Yes.
And I met you at a bar. I don't know how
Brewery.
long you guys were dating.
Very well. We
3,
started
4 months?
about 2.5. We started
Two and
dating
a half months?
and I met you a little before New Year's.
And we definitely, I think we got along right away.
Yeah.
For who I like am as a person, just a guy who is an engineer who watches anime, pretty rare, and plays the One Piece card game a lot.
We hear that, ladies. If there's any single ladies out there, he loves anime. He plays the CCG, and he's just a normal guy trying to have fun, dude.
A normal guy trying to have
The way
fun.
you just provided that sounded like this was a Hinge date, and you were just writing me for the first time. I'm just a
Friday
normal
for the first
guy.
time. Just a normal guy.
Just a normal
I
guy.
don't know.
First of all, explain to everyone why pushing One Piece was so important for you, to me, but also to everyone, right? Like, so tell me like your experience with like One Piece or anime in general, but especially like with me, like how much pushback did I give you for a while before I decided, oh, fuck it, I'll give it a try?
Yeah, definitely a lot of pushback. I think there like becomes a point of almost everyone when you watch One Piece that like you just become like an evangelical for One Piece.
Okay, I
You
can see
know,
that.
like
It
you're
is
like,
true because prior to this, like everyone was like, if you haven't watched One Piece, you're fucking missing out. It's like literally better
Yeah.
than this. When you told me, and I'll never forget the quote, I think it's the modern day Odyssey. I was
Yeah.
like, you've lost your mind.
I think when you think about stories in the modern day, I don't think there are that many epics. And obviously we had really great epics like the Odyssey.
Right.
And stuff like that. And I think One Piece is just one of those series where it has so many chapters about like a long journey that you can just draw so many parallels to those like epics.
Right.
And I think that's sort of where I was like, as someone who loves stories, like you, watches a lot of TV shows, movies, consumes books. I was just sitting there, just like, why wouldn't he just enjoy what to me is the greatest adventure, right? Like that I watch, like something that is just such an enjoyable experience the whole
No,
way.
and I agree because I mean I agree now. Obviously, now being 900 episodes in, but like prior to this, I was like, first of all, a show that's 1,000 episodes to me was like there's no ending in sight, which just feels like it's an incomplete story that just feels like it's just a runoff, right? Or running on for on and on and on. And to me, I was like, that seems like a red flag. Obviously, I feel like an idiot now because the show is way bigger than it, and I feel like it's not big enough and it needs to become
Yeah.
bigger. Um, but also too, like, you saw me watch Attack on Titan. I also watched it in dub. I now see where the superiority of sub is. Nothing against watching. If you want to watch in dub, that's fine. But I am judging now, which is funny because I was the other way around. Um, but I just feel
It's a
like
pretty natural progression.
yeah, yeah. I just think that like I come from watching shows like Attack on Titan and Solo Leveling, which now like obviously my opinion on Solo Leveling has definitely changed, but it was like AOT to me was like a masterpiece of a show, right? And it was the only show I've ever seen. So like when I was like saw images of One Piece or I've seen like some sort of like pictures or things that you have showed me or whatever, I was like, this looks so stupid. Like it doesn't look serious enough to me. Which again, the show is. There are moments where it's not serious. Um, let's be honest. We went to an island full of cake and talking trees and all those things. Like it's there
I
are
was surprisingly serious though.
that was surprisingly. You're right. You're right. You're right. But like overall, like to me, I was like, how can anything be more serious than AOT and have such an impact where you're like, damn, dude, that episode mind fucked me. But then
Yeah.
it was like when I give it a shot, and after you get past like the very first couple arcs where that are a little kind of all over the place, I feel like that's when you're like, damn, okay, this show is kind of corny but also serious at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just one of those things where a lot of people very easily are able to like downplay anime.
Mm-hmm.
Uh because you sort of see animation, especially in like the Western world, um, mostly for kids.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sort of always been the case. There are some like adult ones like The Simpsons, Family Guy, stuff like that, but those are also seen as immature,
Mm.
right? So
Okay.
like animation in the West is either for kids or immature. There's from what I've seen, that's just the general sentiment. Like, obviously, I don't believe that's true, even with American animation.
Right.
I think there's definitely a lot of stuff that, can get a little deeper, can go a little harder than people expect. And then I think when you are able to get past animation as like an issue when you watch something, you're just gonna have like a whole world of things you can watch.
Right.
And I think anime has a lot of shows that are really good. And yeah, like it's just once you can get past that, I think you're just gonna have a better time.
Your favorite anime on the count of three. One, two, three.
Uh,
Why? Jesus Christ. Let's try that one more time. Okay. One, two, three.
One Piece.
A
Um, uh,
safe answer. Okay, outside of
well,
One Piece, I feel like, and that's the thing too, and I've talked about this on stream so many times. Like when I ask somebody what's if I was new to anime again, right? Like say let's fast forward the clock, let's go back to July. I've only seen AOT a couple years back, and I was like, hey, I need an anime, and I was gonna ask 100 people what is an anime I should watch first. Everyone would probably say One Piece, right? I feel like the common
I don't
consent.
think so.
You don't think so?
I don't know if I think One Piece is like a starter anime, if that makes sense.
What do you mean? I feel like it's now. Hear me out, okay? And I'll follow up on what you just said. I think that since watching One Piece, it's opened my mind to wanting to watch more anime, but that
Yeah,
also could be like I'm a content creator who's like, dude, now I just want to watch everything and just react to
I
everything.
I just don't know if you would have enjoyed it as your first, right? Because I think there are like some barriers you need to overcome with anime when like you're consuming it.
Right.
Which is like why I didn't start you with One Piece, right? Like when we were talking about anime, I didn't bring up One Piece as the first one you should watch, right? Attack on Titan was a very like particular pick, and
Well,
I
I think
mean,
it was also I was already in watching it, and then you were like, you have to
you
finish
knew
it.
about it. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
you
yeah.
like knew about it. I don't know how much you'd watched, and I think that's the to me the thing that I don't think people understand, and I've actually argued about this with my sister, your future wife, a lot, is that anime isn't a genre, right? Anime is a medium,
Okay.
right? So if you were to if you were to say, if you were to read 10 books and you didn't like those books and you only read romance books, maybe you just don't like romance,
Right.
right? Not necessarily not liking books. Same goes for TV shows. If you're like, I love movies, every time you go watch a TV show, you're watching a sitcom and you're like, I don't really enjoy this. Well, it's probably not the TV show like as a form. It's the fact that you are like not watching stuff within your genre.
Right.
And
Right.
that's where me and Joe have disagreed because I'm a big fan of romance anime. And I think she would really like romance anime, but
Okay.
she's never going to give it a
If you were to
chance.
give it, if she was to give it a chance, which would be one you would recommend?
One of my favorite romance
Is
animes.
this the one that made you cry?
This one did not make me cry, but I have ones that have.
I want to know the
It,
one that you said you always talk about, where you're like, I watch it and it just
yeah,
makes me cry. I want to know
it's.
that one.
I don't think it's my first rec, but I think my first rec is Golden Time.
Okay.
And I think anime does suffer in the romance section from being stuck in high school.
Okay.
Right? I think it's like a big issue, and I understand a lot of people not liking it, but as someone who watched romance anime while in high school, like I just got really accustomed to it
Right. Okay.
because it was just like really normal. But Golden Time is set in college. It's like a fun romance. I think it's like top five romance animes,
Okay.
right? And so I think it's a great recommendation. I think it's also really funny. I think the dub is really good. I think it's really important. A first anime has to have a good dub. Like I think Attack on Titan has a really good dub.
I had this argument the other day on stream because I was just like, if there's like two shows that I think have the best dub, and obviously I haven't listened to it in sub, but I
Man
have.
who's watched 10 shows,
Yeah,
go on.
okay. As someone who's new, let me just explain. I think that AOT. I don't know if I could enjoy it as much in sub as I did in dub, and I don't know if that's because I've watched it in dub. But like Commander Irwin's speech could
Mm.
never change. Like I know sub like Japanese just sounds so much more emotional or whatever, but that for some reason that speech alone just doesn't hit the same way that they do in dub. And same with solo leveling because like the main character and I forget his name. It's been a long time.
Jimwoo.
Yeah, he like when he says arise, like it's just chills, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, the
Uh,
solo leveling voice actor, I actually really like. He's like
yeah.
one of my favorite dub, but I still think the sub was better. I think, and I've had this opinion for a long time, it's whichever one you watch first.
Okay.
It is like 90% of the time, whichever one you consume first is going to be the one you like.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because I grew up on a lot of anime, like I didn't even know sub was an option.
Right.
And I go back and try and watch the sub, and I'm like, oh, I literally can't.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, I just can't do it. That's just not the character I know. Like, it feels different, but I almost can't watch anything new dubbed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's maybe a lot to talk about the with that, but I think that it's really just like what you start with
Mm-hmm.
that like informs your opinion on that series.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, that's interesting because I feel like with One Piece, I was like, Luffy's voice is incredible in dub. I was like, fuck, it's so good. I can't stand the sub. And then now it's completely flipped where that
Yeah.
like I switch it, but I also switched it really early. I switched during Syrup
Well,
Village, and
I think
now
that's where like the 90% comes in, because I think there are some anime where the dub is like just okay.
mhm.
Um, Early One Piece, I think the dub is just okay. I think the dub gets a lot better as it goes on.
Do you still think? Have you
Um,
listened to "I Want to Live" in dub? And do you think
yeah,
it's
I mean,
as is it peak as in sub?
ooh, I think it's hard because the first time I saw I Want to Live, I had a really strong reaction. And I think it was just hard to recreate it because I had known it was gonna come.
Uh huh.
But I really liked the dub acting. I think it was probably better than the sub, but I still really like the sub.
I don't know. I feel like I'm the only one that feels this way, which is weird because I started dub, switched to sub, and
Mm.
now I'm like, I can't. Like, it's one.
Well,
It's that one, and there's another scene too. Oh, Doflamingo's speech at Marine Ford. I find his speech in dub to be very cringe compared. Well, also Doflamingo's voice actor in general is phenomenal. Like, hands down, it just
Japanese one, yeah.
yeah, the Japanese VA, like he is so like intense, like you feel like that very evilness that comes out of his like tones. um
It is interesting because I don't think you took the normal path to sub. So like I think most anime watchers experience
mm,
is that you're gonna watch something in dub.
mm,
You're gonna watch a few series in dub, have no issues, and then something's going to be releasing that you're like either watching or watched. Like you get a season 2 and you're like, oh my God, I love this anime and I have a season 2.
uh,
And then when you go and click on the episode, there's no dub. Because a lot of the time, and I don't know if this is still the case because I don't really look for dub, the dub's like 2 weeks behind.
well, yeah, remember when I was watching Solo Leveling and I was
Yeah, when
pissed,
you're
but
watching
yeah,
Solo
I
Leveling,
was like,
yeah.
why hasn't dub come out? And you're like, it takes a while, just watching it in sub. And I was like, I'm not watching it in sub, bro.
Sometimes you just like are like, oh my God, I want to watch this thing so badly that you just watch it in sub. And like that was my progression. Like the first show I watched in sub, it didn't have a dub. And
Mm,
I was like, damn, I just really want to watch this.
right.
And now I'm watching everything in sub.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, I feel like it's very interesting because, like, now, obviously, like, being surrounded by a community that's very anime heavy and all these people are, like, sending me videos and stuff. I feel like I've seen so much now where I can, like, also, too, like, a lot of people are like, you should be, like, for instance, when I started One Piece, I got a lot of hate for watching dub, so I switched to sub and never changed back. But now I watch everything in sub, and now I got a lot of people saying, "Well, this show is so good in dub, you gotta watch it in dub." And then it's like, well, I don't really want to switch to dub because I really like how the sub sounds. Like for instance, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Everyone claims that the dub is great, and like now I'm like, do I want to switch or do I want to just
Well,
like ride it out?
that's where my rule comes in because most people watched Full Metal Alchemist at a time when sub wasn't available.
Mm,
Right? Because in the West, we got stuff on TV shows or on DVDs where you only got the dub. So most people grew up with Full Metal Alchemist dub, which is why they prefer the dub.
right.
Right? I'm not saying the dub or the sub is better. I'm not gonna pick a side on that one. Um, but I think that's where that comes in of just people have that experience with it, so they want to remember it.
Right. I also think people say Hunter x Hunter is also good, but I know you hate Hunter x Hunter.
So, okay, I did not grow up on Hunter x Hunter. And let me just like look it up because I have most of my stats like saved. I watched. Oh, I didn't put it
Wait, you have
down.
stats? What the hell?
Yeah.
What do you mean stats?
Oh wait, you don't have stats? That's kind of embarrassing.
What do you mean stat? Do you put like your information? There's an app or something like that?
Yeah, there's a website for all like you can put like all your anime.
What?
It's called My Anime List.
My anime.
Um,
Holy shit.
so I watched 25 episodes of Hunter x Hunter.
Oh wow, I'm way beyond. So you have
Way
no
beyond me.
yeah.
I stopped watching your streams for that one just because it was like I didn't know what was going on.
Do you so what
But
was it about Hunter x Hunter? Because I know we're going all over the place, but whatever,
yeah.
we're in the same region, but I was just curious. You hate Hunter x Hunter. Is it because Hisoka is a pedo?
I didn't like that. I don't like how many people like Hisoka either.
There is a very big like it's
It's concerning how many people like him.
tell him, dude, tell the community. It's weird. The
Um,
last scene that I saw too, which you obviously probably didn't see, but they're in the heavenly arena or heaven arena.
it's like
Uh,
when he licks his lips or something.
well, he lifts his lip every time, but it's the part where he shows up to fight, and I say, okay, tell me if I'm saying his name wrong, but it's Gong, right? Gong.
I just say gone. I don't
Okay,
know. I
gone.
don't know if
People get mad. I don't know, dude. You know, we could talk about how I pronounce names in a second, but
yeah. I don't really
um,
watch it, so it's hard for me to say.
but anyways, he gets to this scene where he shows up and they're about to have this huge fight, right? And Hisoka is looking at Gong and he's just like, "Oh, don't look at me with those eyes. Oh, I'm
Oh
getting
yeah, I've
yeah."
seen that.
And he goes like, "Shwing,"
Such a
or
weird
yeah,
scene.
and it's just like, why? Which is also, I mean, could be a completely different segment, which I feel like we could talk about too, because I mean, now watching anime, I feel
We'll
like
circle back to
yeah,
it.
we'll circle back to that. You know what I'm wanting to talk about.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we've had this conversation, so it'd be curious to have that conversation more. But yeah, I don't know. But anyways, back to the sub and dub thing. I mean, to me, and what I tell people now who are watching, because there's another like anime content creator on Instagram who was getting bullied for pretty much watching dub, and she was just pretty much saying like, I just can't watch it because like I can't do sub because I have like ADHD and like it's really hard for me to follow, and I feel like it's just an easier way to watch or whatever. And I just feel like at that point we shouldn't be bullying people to watch stuff if they're just
Oh,
like,
I think everyone should be able to watch what they want to watch. I think people should be allowed to very calmly express opinions on the topic, being like, "Oh, I love the sub for this," instead of being like, "Why are you watching the dub?" Blah, 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 blah.
well, I will
Um,
say, dude, I will say, being in this space, people are very opinionated, which
but
is fine, but there's got to be
al-
a way to do it better than how some.
also, I've always wanted to counter some of the points for people who refuse to watch sub because,
Give it to me,
first
baby.
off,
Give it to me.
one of my favorite quotes, right? And
It's not a
you know
quote
the
from
movie,
me.
no, you know the movie
Oh,
Parasite.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought you were about to throw a quote that I said. I was like, whoa, dude, he's got
No, so
receipts.
the director Bong Joon-ho, hope I'm saying that correctly, said in his like
Oh, you love
Oscar
this.
receive I love this quote.
Yeah.
In his Oscar receiving thing, once you overcome the 1 inch tall barrier of subtitles, you will be introduced to so many more amazing films. Now I translate films to stories, right? Because there's TV shows and stuff like that. But I am someone who has a reading disability,
Right.
right? I've gone and been like medically like checked, and they're like, "Hey, you can't read." Well, okay, I can read. They're like, "You bad read," and I'm like, "Damn, who knew?" Everyone knew.
Everyone knew.
And then I've also been tested for ADHD, and they're like, "Damn, you can't think normally." And I'm like, "Understandable." Um, Subtitles really helped me focus on a TV show. It was one of
Really?
the big reasons why I really liked the switch to sub is I found myself checking my phone a lot less during shows.
Oh.
You know, I stopped trying to multitask shows because there was a big part of maybe like 2018 when I was just watching TV shows in general and anime
Uh,
where there was always second monitor stuff,
right.
right? Where I would sit down, I'd like put on an anime I didn't really know about, and then I'd be doing something over here.
Right.
And I think that like stopped me from really enjoying a lot of shows. And when I started switching to being like more of someone who watches on the TV, and like I'm like, okay, subtitles, I'm like locked in now. Like
Right.
my attention is fully on the thing. Like I have a reading disability, and like I've been able to overcome that to watch subs. And I think more people who are in my situation should give it a try
Hmm.
because not saying it's gonna be perfect and you might hate it, but I think you could easily go, "Oh, this won't work for me," and then you find out it's like a better experience.
Right. Right. Right.
And I think that's sort of what I felt from it. Um,
I didn't
yeah,
know it helped you like read better and or like follow along or
I think it's just the thing of like,
because I
as someone,
dude, I struggle. I don't know if people have seen me try and read like I'll be watching the
mm,
anime and reading this, and then people will be like, "Do you even understand what happened?" I was like, "No," and I read it directly, But I also think I have a
yeah,
reading disability that's never been checked. You know, like I think like when it
Right.
comes to comprehension and like understanding what somebody's saying, I'm like, that isn't. You're gonna have to talk to me like a golden retriever.
I
Um,
think it's just that everyone's different,
yeah.
right? And for me, like it was just when I watch TV shows, I just found myself wanting to do something else.
Uh huh.
And I didn't like that. And subtitles just being reading them and like there was only one show and it's gonna be really hard for me to recommend it to you that ever like really I struggled with to watch
What is it?
because of my reading disability. It's called Bakemonogatari.
Don't
I
even
gave it
ask
a
me to repeat that.
I gave it like a 10 out of 10. I love the show. But it's the only show where I could literally watch like one episode before like I would start my like afternoon of watching shows, evening like after dinner, and with like one episode, I'd be like so tired.
Hmm.
Because basically insane amount of text.
Yeah.
Because it adopts a novel, not a manga.
Gotcha.
And what's really interesting about it, and it's like one of the things that really made me want to study Japanese. I can't speak Japanese, but it's one of the things that made me really want to study it
Yeah.
because the whole book is essentially like puns.
Yeah.
So, do you know what the word bakemono means? Come
No.
on.
No.
Damn it.
No.
They say it in One Piece a lot.
They do?
It means monster.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm pretty sure they called Chopper that.
What? Say it one more time for me.
Bakemono.
Bakimono.
Yeah,
I said it
bakemono.
right. Well,
It was pretty good. Um, and then monogatari,
okay,
that means story.
okay.
So they like to do the thing where they're putting two words together,
Mm.
right? Like using the second part of a word as the first word, right? To
Uh,
make that title.
right, right, right.
And then also there's a thing, you know what kanji is, right? In Japanese.
No.
Interesting. Like the Japanese characters. So there's three alphabets.
Oh, isn't that like no, never mind. Don't ask me.
So there there are two of the alphabets of Japanese you can read phonetically. One alphabet in Japanese you have to know its sound and meaning. Like it's impossible to guess.
Okay.
I'm sure you can. I'm sure if you know enough of them, you could maybe guess. But
Right.
as far as I could tell, like, and I've been told, you can't really guess. But they do a lot of cool stuff where the I might have I should really just check this really quickly.
This has nothing to
Um,
do with like Sanji's siblings, or does it hit their names?
well, that's just a language.
Okay, but isn't their
That's
name?
just one, two, three.
Oh, okay. Then ignore me.
Um,
I don't know
I
what the
will.
hell. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So I forget, and I feel bad not knowing this off the top of my head. Um, but there's a whole episode where because it's all about monsters like aberrations. You know what that
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's all about aberrations and like they use kanji to make the apparitions.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is like you meet a character who is a snail. The kanji for snail has kanji in it,
Right.
and that's part of the like story,
Gotcha.
right? And they never say it, but like the story is informed by language and it makes it very interesting. But anyway, that series was just really hard to watch because there's so much text, and I would literally like watch one episode and I would just be like overwhelmed because I like the way my reading disability works is it's just really hard for me to read.
Mhm.
So I just get more fatigued than most people.
Gotcha. Wait, so would you say that it's the same amount of text as like a Jujutsu Kaisen? Because I find that to be a lot of
Faster
dialogue.
than Jujutsu Kaisen.
Faster or slower, you mean?
Or Jujutsu Kaisen's light work
Oh my god.
compared
They,
to
I'm
Bakemonogatari.
gonna be honest. Jujutsu Kaisen threw me through like first of all,
Nah, you
great show, but
love it.
also
Confusing.
it's confusing as fuck. Every single episode was a whole
Yeah.
new detail to a whole new thing. After you just learned this, it's like we're gonna throw this at you. And then when you think
You
you understand it, you don't understand anything else, you know?
you honestly need like a TikTok after every episode. to like fully explain like what just happened.
Yeah, well, no, because it was the other day too. Like, so after I had finished season one, which by the way, season one, the ending phenomenal. I'm excited to see what season two looks like because people said season two is way better. But I feel like my one downfall was like I don't understand a lot of things, or maybe I just was jibber jabbing too much and was missing things. But I went back and started watching like a recap of season one, and dude, there was like I feel like I was on point for a lot of stuff, but then when it got to like the detail, I was like, that was talked about like when, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I also was thinking about rewatching it again on my own just to watch, like while I'm like work like on the treadmill or something. But it's a great show. I just think that was a lot of information. I also think like One Piece can have a lot of information, but I don't know what you mean like a ton of dialogue, like where it's just so hard to
It's
follow.
just
Like,
super dialogue heavy. It's just like the characters speak really fast and right after each other. Like it's like an intentional part of the show.
gotcha.
Um,
Interesting.
but I do want to talk because I really want you to watch romance anime.
You're not the first person to ask me because I have been getting
And
a lot of people saying, "Would you be open to coming out of your comfort zone genre?"
it's gonna break my heart when you watch a romance anime I love and you hate it.
Well, but that's the thing. I
um,
I will be honest. I'm not a big romance person. Like
yeah, I
content.
think
Like
you're wrong.
okay, first of all, I don't watch a lot of romance or rom com movies. I don't watch like I don't read any
Didn't
book
you
rom.
like Notting Hill?
Let's not talk about it. It was a good movie. Okay, maybe I do. But I'm
So
just go ahead, go ahead.
and like, man, I sound like such a weeb. Maybe mostly because I am, but w- American romance I've like almost never enjoyed. It's like really it's the diamond in the roughs because I've always enjoyed romance as a genre, but like at some point I realized everything had Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston in it. And I'm like,
Yes.
what is going on?
Well,
Like,
yeah.
why is this the same movie every single time? Like, I'm frustrated with it. And I think anime just has more, a wider net of romance.
Okay.
And so it doesn't all feel American. Like, and like, this is such a weird complaint, not a complaint, observation. I'll watch an American thing, Notting Hill. Love that movie, by the way.
Yeah, great
Right?
movie.
They have sex really early, and you're like, oh yeah, like no big deal, right? I'll watch anime. They hold hands. Episode 6. I'm like, my feet are up.
Yeah.
I'm like kicking my feet, like, oh my god,
You're
they're holding
like,
hands. You know what I mean?
whoa.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
like,
You're
I'm
like
like, whoa.
you're like, whoa, the progression is intense right now, dude. They're moving
Yeah.
quick.
Oh, we're going so fast. This is
Yeah.
episode 12 material.
Yeah. I mean, I can, and also too with like American. I've never watched like a Japanese romance like anime or whatever, but with American, it's very predictable what's gonna happen. Like you can already tell that the story is gonna go this way, right? And like
Yeah.
it's very like literally like bookwork. They come in, they meet each other, they have sex, and then it's like the whole middle of the story is them having problems or whatever, and then the end they somehow come back
Mm,
together. But
yeah.
I would be interested, but I feel like I have such a wide amount of things that I want to watch. Like, first of all, I want to watch Death Note, which I feel like is such a classic. Um, I still have like season one, two, and season two of Vinland Saga, and Jujutsu Kaisen. Um, I don't know what this hype for Black Clover is, but we get a lot of people talking about Black Clover. Okay, yeah, all right, Stinky.
I wouldn't. Okay, so
Oh,
One
I do have a
Piece,
good question for you after too. It's about the next anime after One Piece, but go ahead, finish your Black
One
Clover.
Piece, one of my favorite shows, obviously. Do you know what a battle shonen is?
No, no. I was gonna
So what
give you something, but I don't know.
shonen is like a Japanese like age demographic.
Okay,
I think it means like young man,
okay,
right? So it's normally targeted at teenagers. So we're talking about shows that focus on action that target teenagers.
right.
I believe One Piece is considered a battle shonen. Maybe I'm wrong.
Is it?
Um, It's definitely a shonen, and they battle. So I guess I just sort of made my own assumption on that one. Um,
It
but
is
like
widely classified as a battle shonen, though it is also deeply rooted in adventure, fantasy, and drama.
it is very different than most battle shonens. But battle shonens um are very sort of like formulaic, and I'm not saying this is bad, but stuff like Black Clover, right? You sort of know what you're gonna get every time. My Hero Academia is a pretty classic battle shonen,
Okay.
right? Where like
Would shonen
y-
also classify like the anime tropes of like fan service and all those things? Does that fall under that?
I don't think so, because shonen is like just the target demographic. You can have seinen, which is targeted towards adults, that also have that.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's pretty what's it called? Like Full Metal Alchemist is a shonen. I wouldn't classify that as a battle shonen, but that's a shonen.
But battle shonen just means they battle. Like there's
A lot.
battles a
It's like
lot.
pretty constant. Like Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is a battle shonen.
Yeah, okay. It's crazy because I don't think they battle too much in One Piece, but then again, now thinking about it, they do battle a lot. I was about to say
They do.
we're in Wano, and the very first like 5 episodes are literally battling out. So
But I think battle shonen is when someone thinks about anime who doesn't watch anime, they think about battle shonens.
gotcha.
And personally, like I think I've watched a lot of battle shonens. I watch that genre a lot less.
Okay,
Um,
is it because you just don't like action?
I like action. Like I free run action, fire. Right? Like a good show. One Piece action, a good show. Uh
But AOT action, no, no.
I like AOT action. What do you mean?
Okay,
But yeah, let me check what I gave AOT. AOT is like a really
I'm gonna
good anime.
judge
I
because
liked
AOT
it.
is definitely a 9.5 for me out of 10.
I gave like season 2 an 8. I think I gave season 3 part 2 a 7. I'm looking at my stats. So like on average gave it like an 8.5.
Gotcha. Okay. Mhm.
Um but yeah, I just really want you to watch romances. When you asked me my favorite anime, the reason I was so hard to answer is I kind of have like a top 3 that I think is close.
Mhm. Okay, give me
Um
your top three.
so I think One Piece, which purely I put above the other two because I think at this point it has potentially had a bigger impact on my life than the others.
Is that because you played the card game?
I think it's because like my life is just so absorbed by One Piece right now.
Okay.
With the card game, like a lot of my friends who I hang out with often
Uh huh.
are because of the One Piece card game. And like it has just become so like integral into my life
Mm-hmm.
that it's really hard for me to separate it. And I think it's just really good. And like I thought it was good before that.
Uh huh.
Um, and then the second one, which is a also had a huge impact on my life. It's called Bloom Into You.
Okay.
It's a romance anime. Um, and that changed my life a lot.
Okay.
Uh,
Do you
I
want to
think I've
share?
said it. Yeah, I basically was unhappy in a relationship.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I watched this anime. It sounds so silly to say out loud. I watched this anime and I went, huh, am I happy? Like I had never throughout my relationship, right? Where I was unhappy in the last like it was a 3-year relationship. I was not happy for like the last 18 months, maybe 2 years.
Right.
I had never checked in with myself and gone, am I happy in this relationship?
Right.
And once I watched this anime, then I went to go read the manga the next day, finished it, smashed it.
Uh huh.
I went, holy shit,
You're like, I'm not fucking happy.
I'm not happy.
Yeah.
I'm not in love. Like, oh my God, that's insane. Insane. No one told me.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
I obviously really like the show. I think it invokes a lot of emotions. Um, but it's in my top 3. It's a solid show. Bloom Into You. A lot of people like it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Um,
give me your third. What's it? It's gotta be
n-
fire.
Number three's Free Run. Such a good show, man.
Listen,
Such a good
I
show.
know you keep pushing it, brother, but I saw the first episode, and maybe because I was on a subathon, so I was like, I had gone already 8 hours. It was the last show after watching like 18 other episodes of other things, which people will say is not a lot, but whatever. Um,
Rookie numbers.
Rookie numbers, as most would say. But I don't know. I felt like it was visually beautiful. It was definitely slow. It's
Mm.
very slow compared to a lot of the other animes I've watched in the opening. Like, I still think the best opening I've ever seen out of all the anime that I've watched is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Full Alchemist is a great opening.
That opening was like, you gotta be shit.
Such a good song.
Yeah, good song. Oh yeah, opening song is great. The action is phenomenal. The storyline just right off the bat is just you're like, now I need to know what's going on in this world. Um, but to me, I said this too at the end. I think I just need to watch more in order to decide if this actually is a show for me, or if it's just, needs time to cook. That's just my biggest thing. Again, I think it was great. I mean, I think it was like a fun. It's fun. It's definitely not Lord of the Rings, so I don't know why you lied to me. Um, but it's definitely got a lot of aspects that I really enjoy. I just think it was really slow. It was a slow
Yeah, I mean,
opening.
I just have no problem with slow shows. I like that's just me. I'm someone who I feel like enjoys shows that are able to take its time.
Okay.
Um, so like you being pretty new to anime, there's like a genre called isekai. I don't know if you've heard it
No.
or mentioned. It basically is like someone being transported to another world. It's like considered the sitcom of anime almost.
Okay.
Like most of them are really trash,
Okay.
but you like love to watch it. I guess maybe it's more like reality TV show, you
Can
know,
you give
like
me like an example of one?
um
Like My Hero?
no. You haven't watched one,
Okay.
but it's basically like and like here's where like I mean like I am okay with it when a slow takes it slowly is the first episode the character always dies on Earth.
Okay.
Almost always, 90% of the time gets hit by
Okay.
a truck.
Perfect. Wonderful.
And then they are reincarnated in another world.
Okay.
And that's where you get the flavor. There's like one about like, oh, I'm reincarnated as a vending machine. Insane. I'm reincarnated as a slime, right? And the whole premise is they're overpowered, right? It's a power fantasy. Like you're watching something
Oh,
where
it's
they
not for
show
me.
up,
I'm not
it's
talking.
solo leveling.
I don't want to do power.
Brother,
I'm not doing
yeah.
this. Yeah.
So they show up in another world and there's like OP. And everyone goes, you're not OP. You suck. And then they're like, oh, and then they just do something really OP. And then women follow them. And you're like, this is trash. And I'm enjoying the trash. Um, but there's isekai out there that take its time with the first episode,
Hmm.
right? The first few episodes where it sits down and gives you stuff about the character.
Okay.
And that's where I think I became really enjoying of like more slow shows. Just because if you rush into everything, you're going to miss a lot of details. And I think you're going to get really stuck in cliches
Yeah.
to try and like make sure that everyone understands without having to do it.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I think like the biggest thing for me is like, I mean, I think this is just me in everything. It could be video games, it could be movies, books, or anything. If it doesn't pick up right away, I begin to slowly fall off, right? And that could just be my own thing. But like I think that's like most of the anime that I'm currently watching. I mean, One Piece was pretty slow off the bat. Like I don't even think even watching One Piece, the very first 5 episodes, I don't even think I was locked in yet until Shushu. Fucking love that. Um, but I feel like that also was really slow, and I feel like I had to kind of like move through the mud to get to like a good episode. Not saying that it wasn't good leading up to the good episodes, but it was like fuck, like this is gonna take some time. But it is fun. I'm enjoying it. It's just slowly building, and then when that moment hit, I was like, okay, this is what I was waiting for. But it's like I feel like with like Full Metal, Hunter x Hunter, Vinland Saga, which is another amazing show. They're all starting off real fast and like progressively just doing that. Granted, Full Metal is definitely slowed down a bit, which now I feel like I'm a little bored, like in the middle part of the show. Um, but I do feel like the beginning really determines on whether or not I like it or not. And maybe again, I just need to give Free Rent another couple episodes. But yeah, I do think the first episode was slow, but I don't hate it. I just don't know if I like it.
Yeah, I think I'm just okay with stuff being slow. I think it's just never been an issue for me, which is why I rate it so highly. And the more you get into it, I think I'm trying to like remember what happens in the first episode of Free Red.
In the first episodes, they seem to come back from like an adventure and they finish. The way that I look at it, it's like a Dungeon and Dragon. They finished their campaign, they had a huge celebration, they all went their separate ways. Free Ren decided that she wanted. It's crazy that I remember all this, but Free Ren decided that she wanted to find more magic to become a better. She's a sorcerer or
Mage.
a mage. Yeah, sorry, mage, sorcerer, same thing.
Not the same actually.
Yeah.
Do you have to explain it? Your
Mm-hmm.
nerd is your nerd is fake nerd is showing.
Oh, okay, okay. But she decides to do that, goes off, whatever, and then you meet this old little guy that I didn't know was
Himmel.
Himmel, yeah. And I thought he was the fucking dwarf. I thought he was Gimli. But then everyone was like, no, he just got really old and shrunk. And I was like, that's not how that works. But sure.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, he was like 6'9", and then he
Yeah, he
became
definitely
four.
got way shorter, but you definitely get short.
Mm.
Also, his name is Eisen the dwarf. Kind of
Yeah,
just like
yeah. I figured that out. I remember everyone was like yelling at me, and I was like, "Sorry, guys, it's been a long day on stream. Like, whatever." Um, so a question for you: what was your very first anime you watched? Like, what brought you into the category, or the, if you don't call it a genre, let's just say it. What brought you
medium.
medium? What brought you into the medium? What was it that was like,
Um,
ooh, I gotta watch this?
yeah, I probably so like I think it's a multi-part answer because I grew up on anime, just not knowing it was anime.
Okay,
You got your classic Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Blade, Pokemon.
Beyblade.
These are all stuff. Dude, Beyblade was good when I was a
I
kid.
didn't even know Beyblade was a show. I just played it.
Yeah, I did both. That's just how cool I was. No,
Oh,
uh, like I didn't know these things because you're a kid. You're like, this is on my cartoon channel. I didn't know what country it was from. Who cares?
right,
Um, I think Naruto was the first show I really was like obsessed with as a kid
right.
because I remember, I mean, Pokemon for sure is there, but I remember making my mom go and buy me the manga to Naruto.
Hmm.
And she was like, he wants a book? What's going on? Um, and I sort of had watched that small collection of like anime growing up. In high school, I had rewatched Naruto, Dragon Ball Z. Man, I'm definitely missing one.
Did you watch
I'd
Pokemon
rewatch.
and Yu-Gi-Oh?
I watched Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid. I didn't rewatch that in high school
Okay,
because I wasn't like particularly focused on anime, but it just was something I had. It was just like a TV show to me.
gotcha.
I was just like watching it because I was like, oh, I really like this as a kid. And then Dragon Ball Super was coming out,
Hmm.
which I don't know if you know what that is. It's just the next series of Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
And I started watching that because like of nostalgia.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh man. And then I was like, I should like watch more anime. And like I'm on my Netflix account, like, and then I think maybe the first one that like stratosphered me into being on anime was probably Haikyuu.
Haikyuu.
Haikyuu, yeah. It's a anime about volleyball.
Gotcha. Okay.
And all my friends play volleyball. I do not. I am not good at volleyball. Um, but watching like a sports anime that felt like I was recapturing uh like how I felt in high school
Yeah.
because like a high school sports anime. I was like, oh my God, like I'm enjoying this so much.
Right, right, right.
And then I just like kind of snowballed into like being on the anime tab on Netflix, eventually getting a Crunchyroll account, getting a Funimation account, and just like watching a bunch of anime.
Right.
And I'm like looking at my stats because I have stats. I have watched 373 seasons slash shows
Let
of
me ask you
anime.
this quick question. I saw this. I don't know if you saw this TikTok the other day, but there was a guy that was getting interviewed, and he said that you do
Mm,
not have. Did you see this? You
I
shouldn't
did
have an opinion unless you
on
watched over
anime.
a thousand shows or something. And he's, what your thoughts? Like, for instance, me being someone who's new, do you think my opinions about anime are valid or invalid?
I think 1,000 is so way too many.
Okay,
And like I have not seen 1,000 and I think I'm like obsessed with anime.
right.
Um
Because when I saw it, I was like, "Damn, this guy would hate me. He would hate
so
me."
my stats say right here that I've watched about 10,000 episodes. I don't know how accurate that is.
Wow.
Of just like anime. And what's funny is I think 10% of that is One Piece.
Okay.
Think about that twice.
Yeah. No,
Uh
I'm thinking about it.
and so I don't think you need to watch that many. I think it's the thing of, to me, it's not how many. I think it's more of like just the genres. Because again, the thing I don't like personally is when someone goes, I hate anime, and they're really just talking about Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, and Dragon Ball, right? Like those three shows are in the same genre within anime, right? When you say you don't like anime, you're saying I don't like battle shonens because you've never watched something outside of that genre.
Right.
And I do think you should watch just different genres of anime to just have a more complete view for your opinion. I think you can still have an opinion, and I might just disagree.
Gotcha. Gotcha. But like saying, like, for instance, if I was to be like, damn, I don't like these shows, would you be like, dude, shut up. You haven't even watched XYZ?
Wait, if
Or,
you're saying I don't like these shows that you had watched,
or let's just say, like, for instance, like if I was to give you an opinion about anime, I thought I just turned everything off. If I was to give you an opinion about anime, right? Like what he was saying, like you shouldn't have an
mhm,
opinion on
you can have
anything.
an opinion.
So like some of the opinions I've thrown out about like my views and things, valid or invalid? You know what I
I mean,
mean?
I disagree with some of your stuff. I don't know exactly what you're talking about.
Like give me one
Um,
that you disagree with.
well, I think you also disagreed with yourself. You used to think solo leveling was really good,
Oh,
and you
I
now don't think solo leveling is really good.
yeah, well, I just think that now that I've watched more shows with better storylines, I think Solo Leveling is pretty barren outside of
Yeah,
it. Outside, and also too, I was watching another TikTok where this girl was like, "I think the main character is just lame." Like he just
solo
doesn't
leveling.
lose. Yeah, of Solo Leveling, which was one of my things too, which is why I asked for Death in One Piece was I felt like the show was getting to that point where it was rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, where it was like, I need something really big to happen where I'm like, holy shit, I have a hole in my heart, right? Or something, which obviously we got what happened in Marine Ford. And I just think like seeing the other shows I watch too, like, I feel like that's my thing. Like something has to happen. Like it can't just be very barren, the same thing over and over, rinse, repeat, which is why my view on Soul Leveling changed. Because if you think about it, it's literally rinse and repeat, and he just keeps getting stronger and stronger, and he doesn't lose. Like now watching like if we go to like One Piece, Luffy loses now. Like let's be honest, he did not win that fight against Katakuri, right? In
Hmm.
Whole Cake, right? Like I
Well, he
think
did.
he did, but let's be honest, I think Katakuri I think Katakuri respected Luffy enough to be like, okay, I'm just gonna fall on my back now. Like I think he was a notable.
That was symbolic, sir. Katakuri had already lost. He had enough strength to stand up so that he could fall on his back because he had a lot of pressure on him where he wanted to protect his family, so he had to come off as the macho guy, someone who's never lost. I mean, you saw how every character in the Big Mom Pirates talked about him,
Yeah.
right? Like, oh, no one's ever seen him on his back. That was a moment where he was succumbing to like his own expectations, where he was saying, I don't need to be that. I am like not that person, and that's okay. Right? That's why he
Gotcha.
what fell on his back.
Okay.
But also, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, Luffy loses though.
Like
Uh,
Luffy loses like a lot in that fight sequence alone. Like, I mean, let's be honest, for
um,
30 something episodes, he couldn't even land a single punch, you know?
but
Um,
Sabaody, we lost.
yeah, we lost there too. I mean, yeah, let's be honest, he lost at Marine Ford as well.
Yeah, he did.
He did. Like, I mean, like technically he wasn't fighting anyone directly on, but like
He lost.
he lost. He was
Objective failed.
objective failed, yeah. So I think for me, like when it comes to stories, I feel like I need like that, which maybe just sticks me in like a genre of anime that's like a very like I don't but I'm very willing to watch other things. I think I'm very willing.
So I think you should watch romance anime. I would love for you to convince Joe
You
to
know that's
sit
gonna be hard.
down on stream with you and watch a movie that made me cry.
What's the name of the movie? What's it?
It's called I Want to Eat Your Pancreas.
Oh yes, you told me this, and I made a comment about that name.
Do you want? I can explain the name and show how you're culturally insensitive, and that's fine.
Oh my god, dude, no, it's fine. You say these crazy things sometimes, and I'm like, stop, dude.
Normal things.
No.
In some cultures,
Uh huh.
when you had issues with like your heart,
You would eat your
you
pancreas.
would eat animal hearts as to try and strengthen it, right? It's
Mm.
like a cultural thing. Lots of different cultures did it. Not particular to like hearts. Pancreas is included. I don't know if people knew what a pancreas was, but I'm sure people figured it out.
Yeah.
Um, that's like a thing people did
Gotcha.
in society in places. That's where the title comes from. It's about someone. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything. I
Don't
just really
spoil it.
want you to watch it.
I think
I
though.
cried for like 20 minutes and I remember being very sad.
Okay, well, let me. What about this? Okay, so I'll try. I just want you to know your sister is definitely not gonna watch an anime. I listen. I know she just won't. Honestly, her watching me while I stream. Granted, she's probably not paying attention, so she's probably not being spoiled. But I do talk about this like characters. Like one time we were at dinner, I started talking about Doflamingo, and she was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I was like, "Fuck, sorry, dude." I was like, "Dofi's insane, man." But I do want her to watch the first episode of One Piece, like the anime, and I would love to know like
Yeah.
her thought on it. But then again, like I don't know, like,
I don't think it's a good starter anime.
well, okay, then let's put her on fucking Jujutsu Kaisen.
Golden
So,
Time. I think she should watch. My sister doesn't like action. It's not her
well,
genre.
I'm gonna force her. She's gonna have to watch action, dude.
I think romance, there's so many good romance. That's better than look, she knows she watches trash sometimes, right? Like with
She
Love
does.
Island.
She watches a bunch of
Um,
trash. Literally, listen to her watch TV while I'm on my computer, and it's all trash.
but there are romance animes that are so good and she would love, and she doesn't know it.
What about superfoods or what's this? What Food Wars?
No, bro, that's fucking porn.
Is it that bad? Tell me how much porn is
I
in there.
think so. I mean, like, I don't think they have full nudity,
But like, what makes
but
it porn?
they like,
I'm
oh,
looking up
dude,
a
I don't.
photo.
No, you don't want to,
I'm
bro.
looking
You
up
don't
Food
want to.
Wars anime.
The genre is literally like considered like adult. I'm pretty sure.
But
I
like,
don't. I
okay,
like
I've
the
seen these.
words. It's etchy. You just don't know what etchy means.
Oh, I see.
I like don't want to say the things that I say that could like prove my point because I don't even want to use the words.
Well, use the word, and now I need to know because honestly, looking at these
No.
photos, what they're like these girls with.
Like, because the whole premise of the show, I've watched a little bit of it. I didn't like it. Is the food, you have like physical reactions to eating the food. So sometimes they eat the food and it feels like sex. And
I
they
mean,
do
it
like
does.
the whole moaning thing
Well,
and they give like visuals that are like insane. And I just like don't enjoy it.
like, oh yeah, wow. Okay, I see.
I don't even know what you're looking at. Like it's just
Whoa, she's.
Joe's not gonna, if you show Joe that, she's not gonna talk to you.
I think we show her right off the bat. Let's get her into this, dude. Well,
Like I think that's
people were recommending this to me for her.
trolls.
Yeah.
Anything you watch, you should filter through me because people will recommend bad things.
Okay.
And I don't just mean like bad as in like I don't like the show. There's a lot of like memes in the anime community of you telling someone to watch a show and it's like literally either like straight up porn or like something in that category.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And you're like, you should never recommend that to anyone.
My next big anime outside of this, and you've brought it up a couple times, is Naruto.
Hmm.
Thoughts?
Oh, okay.
Because I feel
Naruto.
like I get a lot of mixed feelings.
Oh, man.
Because
Look, here's the thing, right? Growing up as a kid, you think ninjas are cooler than pirates. Being an adult is knowing that pirates are cooler than ninjas. Right? Like that's what it is. Like
damn, dude, I'm getting that tatted on me. That is, yeah, that is crazy.
I grew up with Naruto. I did not grow up with One Piece. Naruto has its moments where it's good and I enjoy it. I do not think it is in the same echelons as One Piece, Attack on Titan, Vinland Saga. I don't think it hits that bar. It's good. You probably need to watch it just for like understanding anime references.
Well, I
It's
feel
one
like
of those
it's such like a
shows that
cultural, like not even like cultural Japanese or anything like that, but I feel like it's such a cultural
okay.
phenomenon
Do
that
you know what the
like,
big three is?
let me guess, Dragon Ball Z,
No.
big three, what, anime
Do
or
you know like when I say the big three, do you know what that means?
I don't know. You tell me. I'm
Okay.
thinking big anime, top three animes.
When anime first came out in America,
Pokemon.
or not first came out in America, there was like a stranglehold by these three shows. And it cannot be debated. It's not about how good the shows were, but these shows were like the if you watched anime, 95% chance you had watched one of these shows.
Okay.
Naruto,
Okay.
Bleach, One Piece. These were
Bleach.
all airing at the same time in America and had like a stranglehold on the American anime community.
That's another one I was gonna say too, because a lot of people say Naruto and Bleach should be what I watch
'Cause
next.
they're just they're part of the big three. It doesn't mean they're of the same quality. It has nothing to do with anything. They are the same genre. They came out at the same time, all inspired by Dragon Ball Z,
Okay.
right? But they had a lot of cultural relevancy for anime fans growing up in, I think, like the 2000s.
Okay.
I maybe I'm getting the dates wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was like the 2000s when these were like the big shows.
Is Bleach no
Um,
longer? It's done, right?
it's airing again.
It is.
Yeah. And like you will see, okay, it's 2000, it's mid 2000s. I checked, I was right.
Okay.
Um, you will see a lot of people say, "Oh, this is the new big 3." Big 3 has nothing to do with anything other than what was incredibly popular in the mid 2000s in America.
What's the big three now?
There's not a thing.
Oh, it's not there. Okay. Okay.
I like don't think I don't think you can recreate true, like you can have your own opinions and I think this is the new big 3, but the big 3 was never an opinion. It was
Mm.
like based off of like sales and like
Yeah. Yeah.
popularity.
Yeah. I get that. I would love to know though. What do you think now is the big three?
Oh my god, I'm gonna get killed on the internet for this opinion.
That's perfect. That's the whole
I'm
point
gonna
we're
get
doing this.
killed on this internet for. So the thing is, the problem with the big 3 as like a concept is that it also applies to manga. And I think we just ended the big 3 of this, like, of this, like, time.
Okay, so what are they?
So, One Piece,
Okay, for sure.
Demon
Thank
Slayer,
you for the thumbs up.
Jujutsu Kaisen is my opinion were the big 3. Oh,
Oof.
and that doesn't again,
And
sorry,
here comes everyone's, yeah.
that doesn't mean that they were the best shows of this era. I think they were just incredibly popular. Like, dude, Demon Slayer had such a stranglehold on anime. And I don't think you understand how popular the manga was. Insane. Broke so many records. Um, and like I'm someone who has very mixed opinions on Demon Slayer.
I feel like a lot of people do. It seems like a common consensus with Demon Slayer.
It's so difficult with Demon Slayer because I actually enjoyed a lot of parts of it.
Uh-huh.
And I think the best example I have was this most recent season because they're now doing like 3 movies
Mhm.
where I'd watched the entire season and was like, I'm not really enjoying this. Like, I'm not enjoying this. My roommate had the same
Feeling.
opinion. The last episode happened, and you're like, oh my God, that was amazing. You're like, holy shit, this is so good.
Right.
Like, I'm having such a good time. And I was having a terrible time for most of it. I think you could put My Hero potentially in the big 3. I don't think it was as popular as Jujutsu Kaisen,
I
though.
feel like My Hero's interesting because like obviously I've only seen 3 seasons and I didn't I liked the first
A
two
lot of
seasons, but I did not like the third season. But also I don't remember a lot. It was one of those shows I kind of threw on just to throw on.
yeah.
Um but I've heard a lot of great things about season 4 and people are like raving about it and saying that it's peak. But then I also get a lot of people who are like, "Ooh, I don't know what they're talking about." But most of the people that have reviewed are like that I follow that are content creators of anime who are watching My Hero are loving it. They're saying it's so good. Have you seen the
Got
new
it.
season?
So I'm okay. I was about to finish it. I got so bored.
Is it slow or is it just not your thing?
I think it's did I finish it? I might have finished it. I think I'm just annoyed by the show
Okay.
because the first 2 seasons I also actually really enjoyed. Um and I think it starts to get progressively worse.
Right.
And then I think the author made poor decisions. Sorry if
Mm.
he's watching this, by the way. I doubt it. Um, like
If he is, that
it's
would be crazy.
if it is goaded, hit me up and I'll flip my opinion. I can be bought.
Um.
But it like so. I think when you have something that, and I like a lot of parallels for X-Men to me with My Hero. When you have something that alters a part of the population, as an author, you can do really interesting things,
Mhm.
exploring themes of racism,
Right.
discrimination, and the treatment of people. And he tried to do that, and I think left with a negative message, in my opinion.
Okay.
And I won't spoil it, but personally, watching it, I was like, I do not think this is like correct, right? Like I disagree with the conclusion the show is trying to tell me.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like I disagree with how they approached this, and I have problems with it. And the author can do whatever they want.
Mhm.
It's just not something I enjoyed.
Gotcha. Would you say that it's worth for me to go back and watch, or is it one of those things where you're like, I would just avoid it and do other things?
I think it's just hard with how much anime is out there,
Gotcha.
right? If I think this is like a okay gym show, personally.
Yeah, like
Like
having it
I like
on, like while like while I'm like on the treadmill, just
I literally
vibing.
don't know if I can like put it any higher. Um, but there's just so many good shows out there that I think it's hard for me to recommend.
Yeah, no, no,
And I
I
know people are so passionate about it, and I like all power to you. Like enjoy your show, It's just if I'm there and someone says, "What's the next anime I should watch?" This is almost never coming up.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. I feel like too, like even like as like now, like people who don't know like what I've watched, and I always go, "Oh, if I was to watch something, what would I watch?" It's never brought up. It's always like,
It's just so hard.
yeah, it's always like Bleach, Naruto,
Well,
Demon
okay,
Slayer.
personally, I want you to expand genres. So obviously, I've talked about romance.
Right.
I would love to get you on a sports anime.
Which is some, yeah, I saw there was a soccer one,
Lots
right?
of lots of good sports animes. Like, what's your favorite sport?
Probably American football or
Not baseball.
probably. Is there a
Regular
baseball
baseball.
one?
There's a really good baseball one.
I like baseball. Yeah, I would watch it.
I think I don't. There's no good like American football one.
Okay, but
Sorry.
there is a soccer one, right?
There's two soccer ones, and it just depends on what you're looking for. One is more realistic,
Mm-hmm.
where they try and take like obviously it's not realistic because of how they make like a high schooler in Japan better than like Messi, like kind of a thing.
Okay.
But it's more realistic and very tactical.
Okay.
And then there's one that's just like an insane time where like it seems like people are trying to kill each other while playing soccer. And it's fun, enjoyable.
Yeah.
I like it. I've read the manga. I was up to date a few months ago. Just
Okay.
haven't read it in a while.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to expand my genre of like what I'm watching. I just feel like
So
I'm in
many
a
genres.
I feel like I'm such in a comfy zone that I don't know how to
Yeah.
like. I feel like not that I'm scared because that's such a terrible way to put it. But I also feel like I'm too comfortable right now with what I like, and maybe
Look,
I just need to get through all those, and then I'll expand.
you are merely a caterpillar that has yet to cocoon.
I
You know?
wow, damn, you're speaking some serious bars tonight, dude. God damn, I'm like, sheesh.
I just have a little like notepad of just like different bars I prepared.
Yeah. You're like, damn, that one hit. He liked that
I'm
one.
gonna
Next one,
hit.
yeah.
You
Um,
will at some point go through an anime metamorphosis where you will change your genres up and it will be insane and you will be like, how did I ever not watch these genres?
right. I mean,
And I yeah,
yeah, I have to say, like, I mean, from going from watching just like, my anime experience outside of One Piece before this journey began was AOT, My Hero, Solo Leveling, and then obviously like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. Right? I remember watching bits and pieces of Dragon Ball as a kid, but I don't remember anything other than I could tell you a handful of characters, right? So I don't know like the plot of the story or if there even is a plot or whatever. Um, so like coming into this, like I feel like it's just crazy to see like just watching one anime has expanded. Just I mean, look at my room. You know what I mean? Like it's just crazy to see like what One Piece has done for myself, but also like now I'm watching Vinland Saga, Full Metal, Hunter x Hunter, Jujutsu Kaisen, started Free Red, and now it's like all I'm thinking about. Like I got manga books and things like it's just like crazy to see like what I've been missing out and like how excited I am now to like be locked in to fucking you know see all these things I've missed.
I think during my like strongest anime watching period, I was like easily doing like 13, 14 episodes a day.
That's crazy, dude. That's so
Just
long.
light work, no reaction. Because
Light
I
work.
would, I got in a point where I was watching shows and I would just finish the season in the day,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like it was during COVID, right? Because COVID was just like we couldn't go out. I'd finish work, dinner with the fam. The moment we split, if it wasn't a movie night, right? I'm in my room till like 1 a.m.
Just
watching
watching it. Yeah,
anime.
okay, watching it.
Just watching a show, finishing it, and going, done, check.
Check. That was it. Good night.
The
Wait,
stats are being filled in.
wait. How? What's the most animes you've watched in a single day? Because mine, I think the most I've watched, especially now on stream, is 18
Like episodes or like
episodes. Like how many episodes of anything? Like say you watched a part of this, a little bit of this. What's the most you've watched in a day?
I think I can check my stats.
Oh my god.
I have like almost all of this recorded, bro. Come on, like.
That's great. I didn't even know. I'm gonna start inputting shit. I think like watching just 5 episodes, which I know people are probably gonna be like, Hyde, shut the fuck up. Is the fact like I think 5 episodes is enough anime for me. But like I also
Yeah.
know like some days it's different. Some days I'll be like, fuck, that we're in like a really good arc or a really good storyline. I gotta see what's happening next. But then sometimes I'm like, dude, I think 4 or 5 episodes, maybe 6. I'm good. Like I'm good. My anime meter is done for the day. You're about to give me
I'm
a crazy number, aren't you?
not able to pull up my stats, but I'm sure it's insane. Like when I was watching One Piece. Oh, yo. Oh, no, I'm okay. I think let me just like do some like really simple math.
Oh, good. Because I
Um,
can't do math.
okay, I think I'm like at 19, 20 episodes
Okay, so it's not that far off. I'm really curious to
because
know like what the most. I know there's some people who have watched an entire season or arc or whatever in a
well,
day.
I was in Europe
Uh huh.
for a friend's wedding and I was going from Sweden to Germany.
Yeah.
So I was on a train the entire time. And I watched One Piece the entire time. I watched it from the moment I got on the train. I think it was like an 8 hour train ride.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched it for 8 hours.
That's. I mean, I guess what is that? That's like 15 episodes.
I
I
was
mean,
I said 20 episodes.
yeah. Okay, so it's about that roughly. I mean, for me, I was saying 18
Yeah,
because you.
you stop when you're streaming.
Yeah, yeah.
I had a lot less pauses. It was just me and my thoughts.
Didn't you also stop One Piece at one point and gave it a huge break before you?
Yeah, yeah, no, there was
Not
ebbs and
because
flows.
yeah, like when was your first stop? Like when did you take your first break? What arc?
So, because I actually really picked up One Piece when I was traveling. So when I went to go visit family in London, um, I had decided that it was going to be the show I watched on the train
Mm,
from episode one.
okay,
So I probably took a break after Arlong Park,
okay,
but like for like a week.
okay.
I don't know if that counts as a break.
Kind
I
of. I
think the
mean,
longest break I probably had was after Thriller Bark.
mm,
And I think that's mostly because I was just playing a lot of the card game.
that's right. You did tell me that once you got
Uh,
into the card game, you slowed down a lot on the
I
anime.
slowed down a lot because I was just really wanting to go and play this card game. Funny that I basically spoiled myself, but also was able to feign ignorance that I missed a lot of the spoilers.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Like the big one when I started playing, it wasn't too long after that Doflamingo had a leader
Right.
and they had released a law card
Mm.
that had 7 warlords on it.
Oh, this is yeah. Okay, that's
And I had not known
that
that
law
he was
was.
a part of the 7 warlords, but I never realized it.
That's
Like
crazy.
somehow I was like, because I was like so trying to detach the cards
Right, right, right.
so I wouldn't spoil myself
Uh huh.
that, and I did it.
That's
I was
for
able
me.
to like trick myself.
How it's literally I feel like for me when I look at a card I'm gonna examine like now that I have a few One Piece cards that I've picked
Yeah.
up with you like I feel like now I'm like oh okay this would have given it away.
I mean, yeah, but now that I'm caught up, I look at them. But also like what's really funny is they're like so the card game, very interesting thing about the card game is a lot of the cards are designed to mimic the show.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hmm. Non-spoiler one for
Okay,
you is you know who Thatch is, right?
is Thatch the Whitebeard kid?
It's the guy who Blackbeard.
Oh, Thatch.
Uh,
Oh, okay, yes.
almost 100% sure that happened. Where if it didn't cut. No, don't look something up. Don't look something up.
What?
Uh, what are you looking up?
I just want to see.
Oh, what Thatch looks like?
Yeah. Oh, yes, I've seen Thatch.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's in Marineford. So Blackbeard kills him
That's right. That's when we're
for the
learning
devil
it.
fruit.
Correct. That's how he gets the devil fruit he has.
There's like a bunch of Blackbeard cards
Hmm.
that like kill every version of a Thatch card.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right? So like they put interactions like that in the game. And there's other ones that I don't want to like spoil because you haven't seen yet. Where they like design cards in a way that it's like this character beats this character in the anime,
Uh,
so the card does the same thing.
gotcha. Okay.
And I technically got spoiled on that with something,
Is it
but what
something I haven't
was
seen?
you haven't seen it. But what was so funny is because I was caught up on the anime and they had released this card of a character who was in the anime, but we hadn't really explored. And I didn't realize that the character's ability like literally happened in the anime. Like the card text, like that's everyone who had read the manga knew. And I had you just like it's one of those things that you can't be spoiled unless you have like some insane book talk level of critical thinking
Right, right, right.
where I just like was like, oh, it's just like an ability for like a card. Didn't think too deep of it. And then it happened in the anime and I was like gobsmacked. And I think it like elevated my experience of the anime because
Gotcha.
I was like, oh my God, that's the card.
You're like,
The
fuck,
card
dude.
does
It's
that.
you're like, wow, dude. It connects. But
It
that's
makes so
also
much
really cool that the
sense.
card has that. Like the card game itself includes what happens in the story
Yes.
as like a
Yeah.
fun little feature, which I feel like I can't wait to actually get into the card game. I feel like that's gonna
Yeah.
it's gonna blow my mind and blow my pockets. Which you've been telling me that it's been fucking hella expensive. But you did come up on a couple good cards, right? Didn't you just get good rips or something? A couple $1,000 rips, or win?
Yeah.
No, you won a $10,000 card.
I've both pulled in one cards that are high value, so
Nice.
good time for me, but still pretty rough. Would love for the card game to be cheaper.
Yeah. Well, yeah. As a Pokemon guy, you could take the scalpers, but I just saw that Pokemon is now back on the rise, so we're fucked again. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There's no end
Didn't
to
like
it.
the anniversary set just come out for Pokemon
I don't know if the anniversary set, but a new set just dropped. Ascending something, I think.
Heroes?
Yeah, Ascending Heroes or I have some other set. I don't know. I can't follow. They drop sets all the time. But now Logan Paul, who caused all this in the first place, he's now trying to get into Yu-Gi-Oh, and everyone's like, "Dude, you're not gonna have the same effect on Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh will never blow up."
I have some buddies who like play Yu-Gi-Oh. The way that they treat the game is so interesting.
I've
They
just
like
heard that it's just not fun. I just heard it's a miserable
well,
time.
they just like don't buy the boxes. Like no one buys boosters for
Right.
Yu-Gi-Oh. It's just not a thing. They just wait for the card to be like reprinted in like a structure deck, and then they get it.
Gotcha. I always see it's funny when I go to Target, I only see Yu-Gi-Oh cards just there and nothing else. And I'm just like, do people not play Yu-Gi-Oh? But then when you look at like the most popular card games, Yu-Gi-Oh's up there.
People play it. They just mostly pull singles or buy singles. I mean,
Gotcha. Well, I mean, going singles is always the way to go anyways. It's
it's
cheaper.
always the way. Always
Always the way.
the financially correct decision as a player.
Um so I do want to circle back before we end here. I want to talk about where I'm at. Or actually I want to talk about first of all, what does it feel like to watch the experience that I'm going through like no like
Mm.
how does that like knowing that you're the one who pushed me down this route of watching One Piece and giving anime a shot, all these things. Like what has it been watching me go through this feel for you? Like how has like have you felt anyway? I'm like just tell me how you feel.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously exciting as just someone who really enjoys the show. It's always nice to see people enjoying the show,
Mhm.
and it's especially nice to see someone who I am close with enjoy the show.
Mhm.
Um, I do really enjoy the interactions because it's like a unique experience to be able to watch someone watch it and then also like taunt them during it, right? Like,
Yeah.
and it's, I think your community does a really great job of it from my perspective.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, do you
Um,
think I'm a celestial dragon?
I think you have opinions sometimes that mirror that of celestial
Give
dragons.
me one. If you tell me it's pudding, dude, because that's where it all started, dude. The
I like
moment.
pudding.
Yeah, but honestly, you cannot judge me based off of the reaction of this woman tried to kill Sanji. Who, by the way, like at one point I was like not the biggest fan of Sanji to now like I do really like Sanji a lot. But like I was going based off of that, and everyone's like, bro, this is a celestial dragon literally talking.
You also didn't like Fishman Island, which is
That's not. When
crazy.
did I say that?
You told me that in confidence, and I just,
Oh my god, dude! When
it's just
everyone
such a
goes like, "Oh, he
celestial
doesn't,"
take.
yeah. Every time I talk, everyone goes, "Here he goes again. He doesn't like women,
There
children,
he
and fishmen
goes.
again." And it's crazy. It's not even
Well, the
true.
children I understand.
I love how we just met Tama, and immediately I was like, "Ooh, I don't know,
Well,
chat.
don't trust them.
I don't
Don't
trust
trust
him."
them.
Um, but overall, like I have to say, like it's been a phenomenal experience. I think watching it with some like it's funny because like when I watch like Jujutsu Kaisen alone, because it's like Patreon exclusive, it's not the same. Like my like when you're watching it with a bunch of people, because what it feels like on stream is I'm watching it with a group of friends who are all very excited to watch me watch something that they're all very passionate about. So like to me, like I feel like watching it with all of you guys has made the experience so much more memorable and so much more fun and so much more like intense. So like I feel like my emotions are even more intense because I feel like we're all experiencing this together. Um whether it's like and some of these people have watched it more than once, you know, One Piece, which is I think is crazy, but whatever. No judgments here. Um but yeah, it's great. It's just I was always curious what you thought. I mean, I know you're excited and you love it. I was just curious if you know you thought I was a celestial dragon, but obviously you do. Um, but I also want to talk about like where I'm at currently in the show because I feel like I don't know if you were there for my predictions, but I feel like I was cooking, dude.
So, okay, let
I
me first
feel like I
say,
was cooking.
how do
And
you want me to respond?
well,
Like,
first of all, let me give
you
everyone
want me to nod
context.
my head, put myself in your episode, and try and remain in that confine? Or do you want me to tell you things that I don't think are spoilers but might give information?
I think I want you to talk to me like you do when I do talk about predictions. Like try to like
Mm,
ask questions that get me going, well maybe I'm wrong or whatever. But like for
okay.
instance, for context, I'm talking about the Reverie arc in the sense
Yeah.
where we see the giant frozen straw hat and then we meet Emu, which that's how you say his name, right?
Did they say his name in the show?
They did, Emu.
Okay. Because I was like, I couldn't like fully pay attention
There
during
was
that.
yeah, it was the part where the five elders, which is another part we'll talk about. Also, want to talk about Shanks as well because there's three things here that were very eye opening. Uh, first of all, I think everything is based off of what I've saw. I feel like I don't understand. Okay, I feel like the world government is the Illuminati, or there is a part of the world government that is like Illuminati. Illuminati is crazy, but I think there's a part of the world government that the rest of the government doesn't even know exists, right? Because we imagine that the five elders are the top of the top, right? And that we have
Yeah.
this throne that's an empty throne. Because we see that scene where the guy was like, make a pledge to the empty throne. If anyone is ever to sit on this, obviously they would become like the ruler of the world, right? Or whatever. But no, it's been empty. But then we see Emu sit
Symbolism.
on it, huh?
It's the symbolism.
It's the symbolism. But then we see Emu sit on it. So then, therefore, is Emu, whoever this character is, which, by the way, does not look human. Okay. Um, is this the ruler of the world, or is this someone that's been like has taken over like the world government, like in a way that's been manipulating it and causing like all these disasters around the world, especially wiping? Like, is this the individual? Well, actually, let me just tell you, I'm going crazy. This is tin hat mode. I think this individual emu really caused whatever happened in the Void Century, right? And caused the eradication of the civilization that threatened everything, right?
How
They
old
were.
do you think Emu is?
I wonder if did they not mention it in the episode? Isn't he like no, they were talking about something else. I don't know how old he is. Maybe he's a part of a long lasting. I don't know. Anyways, it's been a long time. Let's just say he's old, right? But like, I feel like he obviously caused something. Or, now hear me out, he fled whatever was happening, whatever happened, and then was able to get the world governments to come together to destroy this civilization, which is where I think the letter D comes from. Like I think D are descendants of what whoever lived within the Void Century, and they are the danger to celestial dragons and whoever this emu person is.
Okay, I don't think that what I'm about to say is spoilers. Sorry if people disagree. Um, the way I've interpreted D is Oda really cares about the concept of inherited will.
Mm-hmm.
I think we see this a lot throughout the anime. And personally, I think bloodline is like not important in One Piece. I know we have characters who have like strong backline or sorry, bloodlines, Luffy, Ace, but I think when you look at those characters, their strength does not come from their bloodline. This sounds like a crazy thing to say, but like Luffy, his inherited will is from Shanks, right? Like he gets his like willpower from Shanks, in my personal opinion.
You're
And
talking about
I
like when he gives him the straw hat.
gives him the straw hat. I think Ace is from Whitebeard, right? Like Ace has no connection to his father. And I think his will comes from Whitebeard.
Okay.
And I think like you look like a character like Nami, no bloodline, adopted child, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her inherited will on why she is really like an influential person in this world,
Mm-hmm.
a strong character, an amazing navigator, comes from her mom.
Okay.
Frick, what's her name?
Bellemere.
Bellamere. Thank you, Bellamere.
Yeah.
Um, it comes from Bellamere, and that's where Nami is like why Nami is such a like important person because her will or like or just a capable person because her will is from her, nothing to do with bloodline, right?
Right.
Like
Okay.
from I think Oda cares a lot about this concept of inheriting someone's will, and I believe that's what the D is, right? That like it has less to do with bloodlines because we've met multiple characters from different backgrounds with this middle name.
Right. Well,
But I
you
think
have like the people we've met so far is like Garp. You have
well, Garp,
Dragon.
Dragon, and Luffy are all related, obviously.
Right, all related. But then you have Teach
Yeah,
is
Marshall D.
also yeah.
Teach.
You have Ace. You have
Yeah,
Roger, Law. Like these characters all have D. And then if you remember too, like I think it's in Dressrosa we learn that whoever contains the letter D from cortisone or cortisone, right?
Corzo.
Yeah, we learn that whoever like whoever is related with D or whoever has D in their name is a big threat to the celestial dragons, right? Which is why to me I view it as like these are obviously descendants or if they're not descendants they have some maybe that's what you're trying to say is they have this willpower
Yeah.
that's strong enough to defeat like
Uh,
evil.
I would just define descendants as not like blood, but by will.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. Like that's where I think there's like a big difference. But I think when you watch the scene with Emu, what is your like obviously your initial reaction? You said some of it, but like what do you think they represent?
I think they represent like what does emu represent? I would say that emu probably represents a completely a different form of rule over this entire world. Like they're obviously a force that I don't even think people even realize exists, and they're kind of the ones who are manipulating and determining how the world functions and stuff. But I also don't think that they're from this planet.
Why?
They just don't look human to me. Or like, and I'm not saying like it's an alien. I just like I'm saying that it looks very like spiritual, like very like not from this world. And that's like what I'm viewing as it. But then again, I'm thinking, nothing in this world feels like it's from this world. Um,
Jinbei?
huh?
Jinbei carrot.
Yeah, Jinbei Carrot, all those things. But it's like one of those things where you look at him and you initially go like, I don't even know what that is, right? Like, because all we see is this black, you know, this figure all in black wearing like this long thing, which I don't know if that's his head or his hat, and then he's just the red eyes. Like you don't know what
I
they.
mean, silhouettes in One Piece go crazy though.
Yeah, I know they do, but this
Remember
almost, but
Kaido's?
yeah, I don't want to. Dude, that was crazy. Kaido.
Kaido's silhouette is insane.
Is Kaido supposed to be like a reference of Genghis Khan?
Oh, maybe. I don't.
Because
Probably.
like the land of Wano is supposed to be Japan.
Yeah.
And then also like Genghis Khan caused a lot of problems in Japan
Mm.
and also like wanted to keep control over it. And I'm also going off of like the Ghost of Tsushima game where like they do invade, and I'm wondering if like that, like if it's like if he is a reference to that. And because he
Uh,
also kind of looks like he is like a Mongolian, like very, he has a lot of the looks.
It's. I don't know if I've ever heard anyone bring it up. It's probably not the farthest reach I've heard.
Uh-huh.
I think Oda is like a really big fan of history.
No, he is. I mean, I've read only like the first 3 volumes, and in the first 3, he talks about like Vikings a couple times. So like he knows a lot about like Viking history and stuff.
I mean,
Um,
like the whole like worst generation, they're like all based off of real people.
right, right. Oh my god, another thing. Speaking of the worst generation, Bonnie, dude. How does Bonnie know Kuma? Like that part threw me off. And then also, let's talk about Shanks real quick. Why is Shanks meeting with the 5 fucking elders if he's an emperor? Like, aren't emperors like the most wanted people, if not at all?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, aren't like shouldn't he have been arrested on site? You know what I mean?
Why
Like,
do you think
so,
he wasn't?
dude, I don't want to say it, but like, why do I feel like he is? Well, because okay, so they bring up his status. Like, you with your status, you're allowed to be here, but like, or whatever. Like, does that mean like he is? Oh my god, is he another descendant of like a celestial dragon? Because that will just piss me off, and that will really like if you think about it, because like Doflamingo is also a part of that situation. Oh my god, dude, I think I'm cooking. Oh my god, Adam, I'm cooking right now. It's crazy. My brain hurts.
I'm just gonna sit here, do your thing.
So like Doflamingo, we learned that his family pretty much gives up their like pretty much gives up their, and just
Yeah.
leaves the Holy Land. And obviously, like Doflamingo still has status because he is like a descendant of celestial dragons, but also brought his father's head to the doorsteps of the 5 elders or whatever he did. And obviously, like, was a warlord, worked with the war government, all those things. So, like, my thought is that this is a similar situation with Shanks, and that Shanks is either a descendant of someone really important in the world government, or or he's been fucking with us and he actually is working for the world government, which then makes sense why he came to Marineford and stopped the war. Oh my god, dude. I'm sick. Remember, he shows up to Marineford, and somebody asked me, why would he have the power? Was it you? Like, why would Shanks have the power to come in and just say this war ends now? Like, what is it? I'm. Oh my god, dude. I feel sick.
I
like,
feel sick.
um, I don't know. It's a good. That's my thought on it. You know, like I think that there's a lot of mysteries with Shanks because we don't really know much of Shanks outside of what we saw in Romance Dawn in the beginning of the show. Um, and you just think that he's a normal pirate and all these things, but then you find out like he is an emperor. He's shown up. This is not his first time coming to the world government too, because I think he shows up before we even found out he was an emperor to talk to them about something long, long. I think it was around like Skypea or something. Um, when we were seeing all the other warlords and stuff. Um, but like that's my only thing I didn't think of is when it comes down to it that he either is a descendant of a celestial dragon or he one of his family members is someone or he is a descendant of someone really important in the world government. And I'll leave it at that.
I mean, I don't know.
Okay, cool. Is that you just
So,
saying that because you don't want to say anything, or
I mean, like, I just don't know.
oh
I just haven't covered it. I am like, cause who do you think he was referencing? Do you remember what he said?
yeah? He said I want to talk about a pirate.
Who's he talking about?
He's got to be talking about Luffy.
Mm.
He's either talking about Luffy. I mean, I don't know who else he could be possibly talking about because if you think about all the pirates we know right now, right? We know obviously you have all the warlords, you have the emperors, then you obviously have all the straw hats. Like, who would he be? I mean, you have the Revolutionary Army, but they're not fucking pirates, you know? So, uh, like, the only person I could think about would be Luffy.
The Army might be considered pirates. I think like because one of the really interesting things in One Piece is that pirates don't call themselves pirates. Like, or sorry, they do, but that's not like why they are pirates.
Mm-hmm.
The world government has essentially banned free travel in One Piece.
Gotcha.
So, like, remember, like when Sabo was like just trying to leave
Yeah.
the island? They just like were like, "Oh, he's a pirate because like he's not supposed to be doing that."
Right.
And obviously, like they shot him because of like celestial stuff. But I think it's actually a really interesting. Are is the Revolutionary Army pirates? Because like, what do you consider them if not
They would
pirates?
be a rebellion, right? Like, not
Are
like
are
aren't wouldn't they be
they're
like
just
an insurrection group?
are they just more organized than pirates? But like, uh,
Well, I don't
God,
think I don't think that like pirates' goal is to bring down the world government, right? Like a pirate's goal is
ooh,
obviously
okay, yeah. So
like
maybe it's like their goal.
yeah, like because if you think about it, like obviously like we know what Luffy's goal is. We know what like, but if you think about like all the other pirates that are like in One Piece, like a lot of them are like not
Hmm.
trying to like go to war or whatever. Like sure they'll have engagements with like the Marines and stuff.
Luffy is at war with the world government.
That is true, right? Like he
And he's
is.
lobbying like it did happen.
But he is a pirate. Like he classifies himself as a
He
pirate.
claims himself as a pirate.
But like when
Yeah.
you think of like the Revolutionary Army, like they're not like you know what I mean. They're not. They've never once mentioned that they are pirates. I think they're an insurrection group. They call themselves the Rebellion. They are literally the
Yeah.
rebels from Star Wars, dude.
I just wonder if the world government would call them pirates.
That's a good question. I feel like I want to ask the community that. I feel like
I mean,
I'm
I think it's like up for debate, maybe.
yeah, because like yeah, yeah, it'd be interesting. I'm curious what other people would say because to me, I think they're just an insurrection group, like a rebellion. But like maybe they in this world they would be just considered pirates who are obviously at war with the world government. You know?
Hmm.
Like, what does Dragon call himself? Does he call him a pirate? Does he call himself a pirate, or does he just call himself the leader of the Revolutionary Army?
They take ships all the time with flags, just saying.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough
Tough
one.
one. It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
All right. Well, I think we should end it here. Before I do end it, I want to ask you one question. I think I was letting you know about this yesterday.
Yeah.
If you had, well, actually, let me rephrase it. What is your favorite fictional character of all time? And it doesn't have to be from anime. It could be from a book, a game, a TV show, a movie, a magazine, a commercial. Who is your favorite fictional character of all time and why?
Yeah. This is so hard, by the way. This is like such a hard question.
Yeah, I already
Um,
know mine because I've already thought about this.
I mean, I've thinking about it. I just still think like even as someone who's thought about it a decent amount, I think it's really difficult to answer with such certainty.
Right, right, right.
But I think it is really hard for me to say anyone but Luffy,
Oof.
purely
I
because
feel like that's
like
cheap. Yeah,
it's so cheap. I'm like such like pandering to the audience right now.
yeah.
But for me, everything Luffy represents feels correct.
Okay.
Um like when and like I think other fictional characters have had impacts on me growing up in general. But when I think about like who do I want to be as like this ideal person,
Mm-hmm.
I often think about Luffy,
Mm-hmm.
someone who wants to be free,
Mm-hmm.
never tries to encroach on someone else's freedom,
Mm.
tries to liberate people to have their own freedom,
Mm.
and really cares for his friends, right? Insane emotional intelligence, empathetic. That's just stuff that, like, really I look at a character and go, oh,
Yeah.
like, I like that. That's
Yeah.
really positive. Um, and I mean, he's just so cool. Like, just all those aspects of that. I don't know, like how many people have done it. There's like
Yeah.
him, like I don't even know.
I feel like that's the best way to describe Luffy, and I feel like you did it perfectly. Like, this is someone who is obviously a character that was designed to fight the fight against oppression, to stand up for those who don't
Yeah.
have a voice, to protect those that he loves and cares about the most, and while also doing it, being very selfless at the same time. Like,
And, and I think a big issue you have in fiction and not just anime, like a lot of fiction, is that I do think characters really struggle to grow.
mm-hmm,
And while Luffy might seem like the same character, to me, he has grown
mm-hmm.
and he has had changes that are just so incredibly subtle. Um, and I don't know. I just like look at the character and I just think, wow,
No,
like,
no, I agree, especially even for like me now, like after I think the scene that made me realize like, oh my god, Luffy is completely changed is the end of Whole Cake Island where he's sitting on the boat and he tells uh Jinbei, you need to come back. Like I am your captain now. You do understand that. Like what I say goes and like do not like that moment was where I was like, this is no longer a child in this fight. Like I mean, I know he's grown and he's made changes and maybe people will disagree and say, "Oh, he's been way mature since this point." But like obviously we all know Luffy is literally crackhead energy, childish, does all his like, stupid, very blunt, open whatever. But like that was the moment where when he said that to Jinbei and Jinbei just stared at him, I was like, this is a completely different character. Like the Luffy we have known this amount of time is gone. But this Luffy now is like exactly what I think the rest of the One Piece is gonna just run with. Like it was the first time I ever heard him like make demand and a command where he was like, I'm the captain, you're gonna listen to me, and this is my first order to you. Like, granted, he's like said things like, hey, I'm gonna do this, you guys go on, or whatever, like when he went into the mirror world. But like, it was the moment where I was like, he is really filling his role as captain now. Like, that was that moment where I was like, this is a completely different captain.
Yeah.
um
I just think I don't know if there are many characters who have his level of emotional intelligence,
mhm.
because I think Luffy almost always does and says what the other person needs.
Right, yeah.
I think when you look at Nami, very early arc, right? He was very adamant that he was not leaving,
Right,
right? He
right.
was very aware that Nami needed help, but he also wasn't going to help until she said it,
Right, which is something we've
because
known from Luffy. Like, he
he
won't help
does that.
unless you,
Yeah.
yeah, he wants you to want his help. He doesn't want to just show up and do it for you. He wants you to tell him.
I think he wants you to realize you need help, right? And I think that's like a big part of characters. If you help someone, like what's the whole thing? Like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it.
Right.
I think Luffy's like, I'm not gonna take you to the water until you're thirsty and you've told me you want to drink it.
Best scene of that, Vivi. Vivi and him
Yeah,
in the desert. Right.
for
I
sure.
don't think
Yeah.
he needed a puncher, but that's just me. But we don't question the the captain here. But
Feminist.
yeah, I just think like overall great response to I just think that he is the embodiment of a really good fictional character in the sense
Mhm.
like I think you said it good, like he really teaches you a lot of like really core values and things that are very prominent in our world today, where that you can look at a lot of things that Luffy does and be like, I should be just like that in this world. So that I think that's really good. My fictional character, don't laugh, I think it's the Master Chief from Halo. Uh, which
Explain.
so I understand. So growing up, Halo was like the very first game where I was like, I think I'm a really big like I liked video games, right? But also too like now that I'm an adult and you go back and you watch a lot of like the cutscenes and you watch the story and you've read some of the books, like I think the Master Chief embodies the perfect idea of what like someone who's willing to sacrifice his own self to protect pretty much everyone and anything, right? And like he does such a really good job of like because also too you think in the first game he's just like this super soldier who obviously is just meant to kill aliens and all these things, but obviously the story adapts and then we learn that he also has emotions and he is also human and he feels and has pain like anybody else does, right? And he makes mistakes, and I feel like he's a great example of like what like I guess what masculinity this maybe I'm saying it wrong, what masculinity should be like, where it's this idea of like you could be the most machoest man in the whole room, you could be the most badass person, but deep down inside you're still human, you have emotions, you can show emotions, you love and you care, and you're willing to do anything for those people. Obviously he protects like Cortana, who's this like AI thing who he's in love with, but you also have to think like everything he goes like it also is an example of like a person who struggles with mental health as well, from everything like he was kidnapped as a kid and whatever. I just think like when I think of him, like if I think of like a really good character, someone who has a really big arc and then falls, like there's so much like impact to that. Like there's a game where he gets his ass beat for the first time. And like as a Halo fan, you're like the Master Chief never loses, right? And so to watch that and watch how helpless he looked, I was like, dude, like I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he's not Luffy. Let's be honest. He is killing aliens and he's doing all these things, but he's also trying to save humanity. But also, he fights humanity and realizes that not only are like we on the verge of extinction from this force that we cannot stop, but he also realizes that humanity also has a lot of problems and also is something that he realizes is also an inevitable negative force. So I don't know. He also is the first person I ever saw somebody say "fuck you" to the government and do what he wanted to do. So I was like, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, that's
But
fair. Fair.
but not a great response like yours. But I do love Master
Yeah,
Chief.
mine's just like really deep and emotional, and you're just like very surface level. That's so totally
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, it's totally fine. Mine's like, dude, he
Totally
shoots.
fine, man.
Have you ever beat the shit out of a grunt? But yeah,
I'm just like, you care about your friends.
I do care
You
about my
love your
friends. Do you know
friends.
how many
That's the
Marines?
character I like.
Well, you know how many Marines have it hold my hands dead while I sat there and fought? You don't even know what it feels like to fight on the surface of the ring. All I'm saying, the amount of men I lost on those missions. But anyways, well, thank you. I
Yeah, thanks for
appreciate
having me.
you. Yeah, dude. I think this was great. I think we talked a lot, Mr. Yapatron over here, which is another crazy thing that people say. Do I talk a lot on stream?
Talk a lot in person.
Okay. All right. Too much? Be
That's
honest.
fine.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate you. Love you. And yeah, well, hopefully this goes good. We'll have you again.
Love you too.
All right.
All right, bye.